Canyon Lake still looks alive from the shore. The water is still there. Boats still move across the surface on summer weekends. But the exposed boat ramps that now end hundreds of feet from the current shoreline are already telling you the system is failing. What looks like a local reservoir problem is really a downstream casualty in a larger water chain that is breaking upstream, and the losses spread from there. Canyon Lake looks alive. It is already dying, and 6 million people depend on the Highland Lake system upstream for water they assume will always be there. That one visible sign, those stranded boat ramps sitting on dry lake bed like concrete gravestones, already tells you the system is changing underneath. The lake is not drying out on its own. Its lifeline upstream was cut first. By the end of this case file, you will understand exactly how that cutoff happens and why the surface gives you no warning before it does. We view Canyon Lake as a recreational reservoir in the Texas Hill Country. But through a forensic lens, Canyon Lake is not a standalone water body. It is the final downstream node in a chain of reservoirs whose upstream support is already failing. The lake's decline becomes legible only when you understand that its visible symptoms are not local problems, but cascading consequences of a system whose foundation is breaking further north. Canyon Lake is not dying alone. It is being starved by the collapse of the chain that feeds it. Look at the upstream Highland Lake system. Lake Travis, Lake Buchanan, the entire chain that moves water south toward Canyon Lake. Before Canyon Lake's shoreline ever visibly retreated, Austin was already deploying floating pump barges on Lake Travis to chase the rapidly receding water line. Those pumps were not temporary drought measures. They were emergency adaptations to a new baseline. The city spent over $1 billion to drill a new water intake tunnel under Lake Travis because the original intake, built in the 20th century, was becoming physically useless. That new intake is built 50 feet deeper than the old one. That is not a repair. That is a permanent admission that lake levels will likely never return to 20th century norms. This is what upstream failure looks like. When a city has to drill through bedrock to reach water that gravity used to deliver, the system is no longer functioning as designed. It is being salvaged. And Canyon Lake sits downstream from that salvage operation. Now look at Lake Buchanan, the massive reservoir at the top of the Highland Lakes chain. Lake Buchanan is supposed to feed the entire system below it. It has dropped so low that it can no longer adequately supply the lakes downstream. As Lake Buchanan shrinks, the original town of Bluffton, submerged in the 1930s when the dam was built, has completely re-emerged from the water. Foundations, roads, the physical ghost of a drowned town now sitting exposed on dry lake bed. That is not a historical curiosity. It is a depth marker. It tells you how much storage capacity the system has lost. And when the top of the chain fails, everything downstream begins to starve. To preserve drinking water for cities, authorities completely cut off the supply from the Highland Lakes to downstream rice farmers for several years in a row. The water that used to flow south toward Canyon Lake was redirected, rationed, or simply held back because there was not enough left to serve everyone. Canyon Lake is not being managed for abundance anymore. It is being managed for scarcity. And scarcity means the downstream user loses first. Central Texas water systems were designed to run on gravity. Water flows downhill. Reservoirs fill, overflow, and feed the next reservoir in the chain. But as lake levels drop, that principle fails. Gravity stops working when the water is too low to flow. Now the system requires massive, energy-intensive pumps to move any water at all. Emergency floating pumps on Lake Travis have come dangerously close to sucking mud as the water level drops toward the sediment-heavy lake bottom. When floating pumps hit mud, the system is at the edge of its operational threshold. And Canyon Lake sits at the end of that chain, waiting for water that may not come. But the deeper part of this failure is not just visible retreat. It is dependency collapse. Canyon Lake was never designed to survive on its own. It depends on inflow from the Guadalupe River. The Guadalupe River depends on springs, and those springs depend on the Edwards Aquifer. Every layer of that chain is now under stress. Comal Springs, a primary source for the river that feeds Canyon Lake, has dropped to flow rates so low they trigger emergency regional restrictions. The Edwards Aquifer is being pumped down faster than nature can refill it. The springs that once recharged the river are dying. And when the springs die, the river thins. And when the river thins, Canyon Lake is no longer being fed from below. It is being drained from below. The system is not just losing water at the surface, it is losing the underground infrastructure that made the surface possible. This creates a reinforcing failure loop. As water levels drop, the remaining water heats up faster, which further accelerates evaporation and creates a cycle of rapid, compounding water loss. On a single hot summer day, Lake Travis can lose more water to evaporation than the entire city of Austin consumes in 24 hours. That evaporation loss is not theoretical. It is measurable, it is constant, and it is invisible from the shore. Flashy thunderstorms produce spectacular video, but provide little relief because the water runs off too quickly to soak in and recharge the deep aquifers. The rain debt for the region is over 30 inches. That means it would take years of constant, above-average rain just to restore the system to normal. The system is not waiting for one good storm. It is waiting for a climate that no longer exists. And with Canyon Lake, we can see one layer of it clearly. Satellite images of Jacobs Creek Park show a vast, dry canyon where a massive, bustling arm of the lake once existed. The park is still named for water. The water is gone. The infrastructure, the boat ramps, the docks, all of it is still there. But it no longer touches water. It sits stranded on exposed lake bed, a monument to a lake that still exists in name, but no longer functions in the same geography. That visible retreat is not the whole problem. It is the symptom. The problem is that Canyon Lake's inflow assumptions, the springs, the river, the upstream reservoirs, are all breaking at once. The place is not drying out. It is being structurally abandoned by the system that built it. Now look at the infrastructure itself. Canyon Dam was engineered in the 1960s using historical rainfall data that failed to predict the extreme heat and moisture deficits of the 21st century. The design is obsolete. Utilities are now being forced to drill through solid bedrock to reach deep pockets of water that the original reservoir infrastructure could never reach. Intake systems built in the 1960s are failing because they were never designed to operate at the historically low water levels being seen today. Texas water authorities have largely abandoned normal growth planning and are now in salvage mode, using emergency engineering to reach the last available water. This is not a temporary adaptation. This is the new operational logic. And the harder part is that Canyon Lake's dramatic drop occurred years after the upstream Highland Lake system was already in a full-blown publicly acknowledged crisis. The delay makes the problem harder to read. People see Canyon Lake's retreat and assume it is a local drought, but the retreat is not local. It is the delayed consequence of a chain reaction that started further north, years earlier, and is only now reaching the downstream reservoirs. The visible symptom arrives late. The mechanism was already running. When the combined storage of the Highland lakes drops below 40%, it triggers mandatory emergency cutoffs for downstream users who depend on that flow. Canyon Lake is a downstream user. It does not control its own inflow. It receives what the system upstream decides to release. And when the system upstream is in salvage mode, the downstream reservoir is not a priority. It is a variable cost. Senior water rights holders, older cities and industries upstream, hold legal priority. They can dry out the river before a single drop ever reaches Canyon Lake. The system is not designed to protect the lake. It is designed to protect the rights holders. And Canyon Lake is not a rights holder. It is an endpoint. You, the viewers, should watch the upstream reservoirs next. Watch Lake Travis. Watch Lake Buchanan. Watch the flow rates from Comal Springs. Those are the leading indicators. Canyon Lake's visible decline is a lagging indicator. It tells you what already happened upstream. If you wait for Canyon Lake to look empty, you are reading the symptom years after the mechanism started. The system also shows that many scientists argue this is no longer a temporary drought, but a permanent shift to a drier climate, making original reservoir designs obsolete. Persistent high-pressure systems over central Texas act as a vacuum, pulling moisture out of the reservoirs and baking the soil until it can no longer absorb rain. The feedback loop is structural. The heat accelerates evaporation. The evaporation lowers the water. The lower water heats faster. The cycle tightens. And the most revealing part is what the system is now exposing. As reservoirs hit record lows, decades of accumulated silt are exposed, revealing that the lakes can actually hold significantly less water than their original design capacity. The storage capacity you see on paper is not the storage capacity that exists in reality. The lakes have been filling with silt for decades. The usable volume has been shrinking invisibly. And now, at historic lows, the silt layer is visible. The lake was smaller than anyone thought, and upstream reservoirs are approaching dead pool status, the point where water is too low to flow out of the dam to support downstream ecosystems or Canyon Lake. Dead pool is not empty. Dead pool is the threshold where the water that remains is trapped. It cannot move. It cannot serve anyone. It just sits. And everything downstream dies of thirst while the reservoir still holds water. That is the terminal logic of a gravity-based system in collapse. The retreat of Canyon Lake's water has revealed long-lost graves, old roads, and ancient fossils on the newly exposed lakebed. These are not historical curiosities. They are depth markers. They tell you how far the water has fallen. They tell you what the lakebed looked like before the dam was ever built. And they tell you that the reservoir is approaching a pre-dam state, while the dam is still standing. The infrastructure remains. The hydrology is reversing. So, here is the answer to the question from the beginning. This is how 6 million people get cut off. The Highland Lake system upstream, the chain that supplies Austin, San Antonio, and the surrounding region, is in salvage mode. Its reservoirs are dropping toward dead pool. Its springs are failing. Its intakes are being drilled deeper into bedrock. Canyon Lake sits at the end of that chain. When the upstream system can no longer release water because it no longer has water to release, Canyon Lake stops receiving inflow. And when Canyon Lake stops receiving inflow, the 6 million people who depend on the Highland Lakes chain are already living on salvaged water, emergency pumps, and a system whose design assumptions no longer match the climate it operates in. That is not a projection. That is the system working exactly as it is currently built. Canyon Lake is not dead yet, but that is the point. The visible water, the boats on the surface, the summer recreation, all of it looks normal. And that surface calm is what hides the structural collapse underneath. The intake infrastructure is failing. The upstream chain is in emergency mode. The aquifer is being drained. The springs are dying. And the lake bed is re-emerging. The 6 million people who depend on this water do not see the mechanism. They see the surface. Now you do.